Hello there, welcome to the stream. I've been watching Harry Potter, so I'm a little bit Englished out at the moment. Thank you, R2. Sorry, need to quiet him down. So anyway, I'm not going to do that the rest of the show, but welcome to the show. Let's get started. Okay, that's never happened before. Perhaps it's some of the Harry Potter magic that's happening. Okay, so I've been thinking about stuff, and hopefully you can hear me. I've been thinking about stuff, and hold on, I got a comment. Hey, Mitchell. Hey, Cole. So I know that we talk a lot about, Gamefi, blockchain, crypto, but I think what I've learned about YouTube is that it starts telling you what people want. And, I have to base things right now off of Cole and Mitchell. And it seems like we just like hanging out and talking about things in the blockchain world and technology in general. So there's a lot happening right now, and I think that limiting what we're talking about here limits the places that you'll look for blockchain growth. We're definitely in a build phase of crypto right now, and with at least in the US, with the Fed sort of indicating that, okay, we're starting to see the layoffs, this is the part where it gets bad because you don't know. Some backstory on the history of our Fed chairs. There was one Fed chair who decided to fight inflation, and then when things started looking bad, he eased off, and it caused one of the worst situations that America had seen as far as the economy, because he didn't go hard enough. So apparently there's pictures of all the previous Fed chairs, and even the security guard is reported as saying once, yeah, that's the guy who didn't go far enough. So it looks like this Fed chair is willing to cripple everything to make sure that inflation is under control, because he wants to think of his legacy. Oh, humans, oh, muggles, the things you think about. But with that being said, when that happens, because the term that most of the investors that I've seen who are, solid say, you can't fight the Fed. So you wait for the Fed to finish their moves. Well, when the Fed does start locking things down, the risk capital, which is what, when we came in, a lot of us, the risk capital was there. People were interested in saying, hey, I can't do real estate, but I can do crypto. They didn't call it blockchain. So I can do crypto. And they were starting to get small returns. Well, I also heard a government official say about the workforce, we've had a lot of people who've come into the crypto world and they left their jobs and they have made enough and they're not going back. Well, if you're a Fed chair and you have that same data, they're talking about me, you have to get those people, in your opinion, back to work. So if they're not going to go, you have to make it so that other people are going to get laid off, because you need that for prices to go down. You need to stop the demand for goods. So that's literally what's happening right now. So I feel that by only talking about, this play or this play, we're missing the macroeconomics of it. And I'd like to talk a little bit differently, especially on the Thursday shows, about other stuff. But there are two people, the president and vice president of the stream, or co-vice presidents or co-presidents, Cole and Mitchell. So they're typing stuff. I'm not looking over there yet. I'm going to go look now. Mitchell, I'm not getting into the market at the minute. I know the Fed's are easing. I think there's more downside to come. Well, that's where we get into what we've done in crypto this whole time. It's like, yeah, possibly. I'm starting to look at historical data as well as what the Fed is saying with regards to, oh crap. 1 second, guys. I got to do a commercial. I'm not giving financial advice. My background is a cybersecurity professional, developer, and if you want to go back and look at some other videos at the beginning, I explained that a little more. But not ever am I giving financial advice as much as I'm talking to friends. So there's lots of people who get paid lots of money to make lots of people lots of money. So go there. Don't come to the armchair investor who quit their job to do this full time. All right, got that out of the way. Let's go back to the comments. I don't even remember what I was saying. So you can remind me what I was talking about, but I'm gonna go to the next comment. I think the exchanges are behind this pump as they were struggling in the bear market. Another good theory, I can't say, but I mean, it looks possible. Cole, at what point do you think tech will allow people to stop needing to go to work as they can make money on their own at home? And how do you think your Fed will handle that? Well, if I talk like someone across the pond, I think here's what I saw. I saw a disruption in education a while back when the online colleges started popping up, and I was like, why would a professor stay at a school when they know that they can teach an online course? You want the schools to want you. So this is going back to what you're saying. I think you're right. I think that what you're starting to see, I started to say something else, but I think what you're starting to see is just that. And the can you say that? The lockdowns kind of forced people to be able to see that. You see that now with call centers. Whenever I call customer support, I always ask, are you at home or did they put you back in a data center? And the person is always like, I'm home. So what I've started to notice is after I got myself squared away when it came to crypto, the first thing I did, because I was a part of the .com boom. So I paid off my student loans and bought a car in cash, right? Because it's like, okay, at least I've got that. So with crypto, I felt, hey, this could be another bubble. So I kind of did that. What that helped me to realize as an adult is I can live for a lot less than I thought. I like the thought of living a nomad life, so that's what I'm doing. I don't want to own a home. I don't want to pay a mortgage, because when you have a landlord, sure, they can say, hey, we're going to sell the place, and you might have to move. But if you say, hey, can I pay it on the third versus the first, they're going to go, okay. A bank, if you miss a payment or push it back, that's going to go on your credit report, right? So I started to realize I don't need a lot of money to live off of. So now I'm a cybersecurity professional. There's 3.5 million job openings that they can't fill because they need people like me. I'm a little less likely to go and work for people who can't understand that I don't need them to work, but I appreciate the opportunity to work for them. I think that corporations are moving to more like a football team in both areas and across the pond and here. But I think that free agency of workers is going to start to be more important than headcount, because the jobs that need to be filled now require some level of technology expertise. So, Cole, in alignment with your question, I think you're going to see it in the tech world first, where people who have proven their worth versus having certifications or a college degree are going to be more valuable to the companies, and they're going to say, okay, you know what? We do still expect you to come to work. We expect you to practice with the team, but you can kind of call your own shots a little bit more as long as you don't affect the morale of the team, the corporate culture, or whatever policies they have. So that was a long-winded answer. The Canadian Fed is ignoring the whole thing, and it worries me to no end. Oh, yeah. Again, not being a financial exec, you cannot ignore inflation. However, maybe what they're doing is saying our neighbors are addressing it, and that historically has bled over to us. So maybe that's what it's saying. Maybe that's a calculated decision, is what I'm saying. Mitchell, in what crypto do you make your earnings? Just drip, or do you do a day trade? I have various dApps that I'm in, and right now I'm living off of the stuff that got me to where I can do what I'm doing. But at the same time, Mitchell, what I've done is I've gotten rid of bills. I want to pay my rent, and I don't have a car payment anymore. I have to pay insurance, but I don't need to make a lot. So the dApps, even drip, is still paying enough for me to live. Before, it wasn't allowing me enough to live and build savings, but right now that's not the case. So what I've been able to do is find other things for work. As a dev, a lot of people want to get into the AI thing, and I understand AI really well. And so people want that knowledge. They don't have enough time. They're doing their day jobs. But I can do things with AI, like I have a tech staff, of at least 3 people. And people are like, what? Hey, I'll pay you. My Patreon, I just got a client yesterday. And, it's a nice amount. So crypto allows me to pivot, if you will. But, I made a lifestyle change that allowed me to do that. If I'd kept my full-time job, I'd still have those full-time job expenses that I don't have right now. Cool. I'm very curious to see what happens in the second and third world countries when citizens start being able to make money in crypto on their phones. So no more cheap labor for Western nations. Whew, that's a big one. So when I got into the whole crypto idea in 2021, I said to my friend who got me on Scott, I said, this is not good. This is easy to see that this will cause the wealthy to go, no, we're going to fight you on this. But at the time I said, okay, here's what they'd have to do. They would have to pass crazy legislation. They would have to, and they probably have to start some kind of a war, because that's the only thing that could stop crypto right now. Like, they would have to say, we're going to fight it, because no wealthy person who's got 5 or 6 houses, yachts, country club memberships, they're not going to say, you know what, we've had it enough. Why don't you guys come on in? That's just not going to happen. So I believe that if the working class were to say, screw you, they would charge higher for phones and, using the services. There would be legislation passed, because this goes back through the Roman times. When the people stop having a desire to work, it affects the wealth of those who are supporting the economy. So they will fight. There will not be a flight moment. So, when I take a look at Bitcoin, this is when I looked into the internet, I said, I see people building lines in the ground for billions of dollars. And at the time, it was even billions of dollars. I said, I'm going to follow the money. And the same thing happened to me in crypto when I found out, and you can fact check this, that there are uh, servers offline in mountains that have the very wealthy who invest in those because they have their Bitcoin on those. They're not, so those are offline wallets that are looking at crypto as something that is the future. So when you tell me that people have, and they've shown it, it's not hidden. It's not something that you have to look hard for. It's there. When you show me armed guards who are defending a cave in a mountain that you can't film past a certain point, and there's proof that there's Bitcoin on these systems, I think something's probably going to happen, right? So that tells me that the wealthy are saying, you know what, we're going to hedge our bets in case this does fall apart, in case the dollar does become a commodity that people can get around. We think that this asset that will be rare and we can take loans against will be a valuable commodity. So that's the question, will they let you laugh, or will they, countermand and fight back? Whoa, Cole's an economist and you watch us? What? Thank you, Cole. I'm an economist, so these things bonk around in my brain. Yeah, well, that's good. Cole said to Mitchell, are you in traditional investments as well, or just crypto? I'm in both, so just curious about what group is doing. Yeah, so, guys, I think that, I'd like the conversations that we're going to have on, the Thursday build shows, even though I still will focus on, crypto. I think that we should broaden it to have these kind of discussions, because I think when people come by and they're looking for something, they're going to look for this discussion versus talking about, dApps and, as they're evolving. The Gamefi thing is real, and more people are talking about it. I heard someone say something about a Star Wars game, and they were asking about the crypto aspect of it. So, I think Gamefi is here to stay. Mitchell, I started off trying to do day trades, didn't work out well. So I found crypto. Well, Doge was 70p. I don't know what that means. I prefer crypto, high risk, high reward. Yeah, as long as you're managing your risk in alignment with your appetite, sounds fair. So, you guys, I've said this more than once, but I really appreciate you guys tuning in. It looks like we're back to our small group of about a couple dozen people watching us, or a dozen. So I'm okay for that, because if you have found us, we do not ask that you like, subscribe, or follow. Take a look at our subscribers. We're not even over 100. But those people apparently like what they see, so they're staying. I'm on a lowish wage. Okay, I mean, if you take a look at anyone from any economy that started from, it worked out for them. Those people became very wealthy by taking that high risk, but it was based on sound decisions. And usually those people were around energy. So, it's interesting. I feel that in a way, crypto or blockchain technology will help enable security when it comes to a lot of these infrastructure projects that we're seeing launched. There was just an attack, I think it was reported yesterday, on gaming specific targets. So, the developers are being paid more illegally than the good guys. The buckets of the people, or the good guys, are still looking at profit versus security. because security is still very hard to understand. And as a technologist, I can tell you, talking to those boards, talking to the C-suite people, they just go at a certain point and just go woof over their head. And it sounds like everybody's saying the sky is falling, banging on a drum. And until they understand that they have to shift, until we can communicate better as cyber professionals that, hey, this isn't a, hey, when we get to it moment, this is you should do it now. I think there's going to be a problem. So when it comes to, lowish wage, I don't think it matters. I think it matters that you are in the right place at the right time. Potter, is America heading towards state-by-state crypto legislation framework, or will it be completely regulated by the Fed? Because of the micro, I forget what it's called, micro edge or edge micro, I forget. He was a Bitcoin maxi Saylor, Michael Saylor, I think that's his name. Because he appeared on a politically opinionated network, they all are, but this one has the mark of Slytherin right now. It became politicized. So you have states like Wyoming who are welcoming nomads. They are doing it state by state. A lot of people don't understand that. So it's turned into, unfortunately, a political football, which is why when the current sitting president was told, hey, we need to do this legislation because people are getting robbed, an executive order went out that who knows. So you have the federal override and you have the states operating underneath it. But with the legalization of medical marijuana, you see for the first time the states start to do things that are not in alignment with the federal government when it comes to common sense legislation about, hey, we gotta feed people in our state. You aren't giving us enough money without printing more money. And as we know from DRIP, the more money you have out there, the less valuable it is. And when they did that stimulus, things changed. So right now, I think people are trying to go back to the old days of, hey, if we build bridges, as opposed to looking at blockchain technology, but it's starting to creep in. So I hope that answered the question. Regulated by the SEC, I guess they're part of the Fed. Yeah, they have to be, like, we have to look at it like this. America, we're still countries, and there's got to be people who say, I'm going to protect the country. Hopefully the people benefit, but I'm going to protect the country. And when you take a look at the bad dollars, the illegal money that was going into crypto, it was bad. So, and they were doing some very nefarious things and gaining strength from harming individuals. So how do you regulate that and not hurt people like us? It's really hard. But if we were calm, if we did the right things based on business process, understanding of data, your due diligence and research, you should be able to weather the storm. That's my opinion. Oh, I thought you were in England. Sorry. In Canada, banking is organized by fees in Ottawa, but investing and regulated by each individual province is so strange. Yeah, that even sounds strange. My license was literally only valid in my province. Wow. Well, I mean, that's one way to control, people. Try to control the greed, but you have a lot of money and you have power, you can just get around that. So, this has gone 24 minutes, guys. I'm going to end it here. I love the conversation. Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about the RIP ecosystem. As always, I love you guys, and thank you for being here. I will do this. And remember, and Cole, honestly, Potter, the dark side of crypto will always be there to some degree. The same way people use unmarked cash and time is great. But at least there's some level of police looking at it. Right now, you have to, I hate to use this example, but I'm from the South, so in the summer, out in the country, insects are crazy. And if they find the house, you spray everywhere. You don't just look strategically for places. So I think that's what the executive order was, to just try to say, you have to do some cap, because it was just crazy. So they had to do the one thing they could control and said to the banks, stop accepting this money, and that's what they did. Yes, people will benefit from it. It'll keep things going, but I mean, they had to do something. So they took one half of the other. Oh, fun chat. Everyone have a fantastic Thursday, everyone. Same here. I really do appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Game on.